because what waits in the seventh heaven is beyond anything the sixth could contain, beyond anything the human mind was designed to encounter on its own. It is the place even the highest angels approach with covered faces, the place where Enoch himself stopped and could not take another step forward without divine intervention. The throne of God is in the seventh heaven, and we are almost there. We have come a long way together. We have walked through the cosmic waters of the first heaven, where angels govern the wind and the rain and the turning of seasons with perfect, unbroken obedience. We stood in the darkness of the second heaven, where fallen angels are imprisoned in chains, conscious and grieving, waiting for a judgment they cannot escape. We crossed the threshold of the third heaven and found paradise and torment existing side by side, separated only by the choices made in a single lifetime on earth. We were overwhelmed by the celestial worship of the fourth heaven, where the sun and moon make their journey escorted by angels who have never stopped singing. We felt the crushing silence of the fifth heaven, where faithful watchers mourn the brothers they lost to rebellion. And we stood in the sixth heaven, where angels of ancient wisdom record every deed, carry every prayer, and speak your name in the courts of heaven as though it has always belonged there. 6 heavens, 6 extraordinary realms of spiritual reality that most believers will never hear about from a pulpit. But we are not done, because everything, every heaven, every revelation, every layer of cosmic architecture that Enoch walked through was pointing toward one place, one destination. One encounter so overwhelming, so beyond the capacity of human language, that even Enoch, the man who had walked faithfully with God for 300 years on earth, stopped at the threshold of the seventh heaven and could not move forward on his own. This is the heaven that changes everything, so take a breath, open your heart, and let's go in together one final time. When Enoch reached the boundary of the seventh heaven, something shifted in the atmosphere around him that was categorically different from every transition he had experienced before. The first 6 heavens had been extraordinary, but they had been navigable. He had been able to look, to walk, to observe, to process what he was seeing. The seventh heaven was something else entirely. Enoch describes a light so intense, so alive, so fundamentally unlike any light in the created order, that it was not simply something you saw with your eyes. It was something that passed through you, something that exposed every corner of your being simultaneously, not to condemn, but to reveal, to illuminate, to make absolutely plain the difference between what is created and what is eternal. And in that light, Enoch saw the angels of the seventh heaven, and they were unlike anything he had encountered in the realms below. The Book of Enoch describes them as the highest order of created beings. The archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the ophanim, beings of such extraordinary glory and devotion that their entire existence is consumed by one singular, unending act of worship before the throne of God. Isaiah saw them too. In chapter 6 of his book, he describes the seraphim with 6 wings, 2 covering their faces, 2 covering their feet, 2 used for flying, crying out to one another in a voice that shook the doorposts of the temple.